Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you all are good. So today here I am back with a new video. This video I decided to make as I saw most of the people struggling on Autodesk forum as well as on other websites. So constantly what is happening is here, if you see, this is the Keynote family. Okay, and here you don't see any gap between this head as well as this point. But what happens is Keynote is considered as a tag by Autodesk, and what happens is it doesn't allow you to close in this gap. There is always a gap that is created. So I don't have the old family, but here this is the family that I have created, and it closes the gap between this head as well as the leader line. So if you go here on Autodesk, there are people asking about why there is a gap between a leader and a tag. So they are talking about the keynote tag. Here people are getting frustrated, and it's like this thing has been going on but still no one is rectifying. So what I have done is, here as well, this is another forum. So what I have done is I have created this parametric family which will close this gap between this head as well as the leader line. So for that purpose, let's jump into our family, and here I have taken this metric generic annotation template, and here I have selected keynote tags, and this I'll open the template again for you guys. I will go here and I will open this. I'll go at the bottom, I'll go here and we'll select this metric annotation, and then here I will close it off. And once I go here, I will go to keynote. Where is keynote? I'll press K. Okay, keynote tag comes in. So the unique thing about annotation family is that they don't allow you to work with reference plane. I mean, here the reference plane what they have provided, that is only the primary ones. Secondary reference plane cannot be provided. Hence, we'll make use of these reference line. So we'll draw a box all around, and we'll draw a box all around in this manner. Once you do that, what we'll do is we'll give equal constraint property to all of these uh, reference line. Let's give this as offset 1. We'll give just offset, right and short offset, and this also as offset. Okay, so here what we can do is we can, as we have already created the parameter, okay, hence we'll keep this distance very small. We'll keep this as 11, and yeah, this is fine. So now we'll draw lines here. This lines will represent the border of the tag, as you can see here how I have loaded. So this is the line what we are modeling. So again, I will first, I'll delete this line and I'll make sure that this line is locked to this reference plane as well as to this reference plane. Same thing, I'll do it here. And okay, so this line has been locked to all the relevant reference plane. Same thing, will do it for this line also. This one, okay, also this one, and then this one. Okay, so here we have done it for these two lines. I'll hide this. I'm hiding those lines just to avoid confusion. And what I will do is, here we'll go on repeating the same thing. Okay, this is done. Again, we'll mirror it. For drawing mirror, I am pressing the M. Okay, then again what I'll do is, okay, that is done. Okay, that is okay, fine. So all the lines we have locked it to the relevant reference plane. What I will do is I will flex this dimension just to make sure that these lines are moving along with my specified length. I'll give 25 here, And if I give 25, it moves along with all the relevant reference line. So what we'll do is we'll keep this as 11, and now it's time for adding the label. So here in this annotation family we work with labels, and here I have added this label, and I'll say that it has to be a keynote value. Okay, we'll remove this keynote text. Okay, so key value, let us replace this by keynote text. Okay, let's keep keynote key value. I'll write here 1. Let's keep 4. Okay, fine. So you can see here that this 4 number is well inside this uh, boundary which I have specified. As there is, what we'll do is we'll just add random one more sample value just to be very clear. If we add multiple numbers, how it'll look, whether it'll fit inside the box that we have provided. Okay, it fits, but again there is a gap that is created, so we will keep this as 12. Okay, now it's fine. Let's keep as 13. One more. Okay, it's fine now. It's fine. So three values will be there, and now here is the catch. So what if there is a requirement for you to have this sort of text in three different labels? So this is lined up with respect to with respect to 3 mm. What if there is a requirement of 1.5 mm text? In that case, what you will do? Again, you don't need to create a family from the scratch. Here what I will be doing is I will be creating a formula which will transform this family in such a manner. Once you select this 1.5, it'll it'll by itself shrink this box which is coming at the edges, and it'll look as a closed figure. So for that purpose we have understood that if it's 3 mm, the value has to be 13. But what if it's 1.5 mm? What should be the value? So in that case, what we will do is we will bring this number closer a bit. I mean, we'll decrease this number, or let me just make this smaller. Okay, so here, no, we'll keep this as 5. Okay, no, not 5, 7. Okay, so we have understood that there are two numbers, one is 13 and the other one is 7. 13 as well as 7. So first I will associate this label to, I'll give visibility parameter to this label from here, and I will say that this is what, 1.5 mm, and this has to be there in visibility parameter. I have given type property to it. Okay, this is done. Now I will turn on this preview visibility option. If I have to create one more two family types here, one is 1.5 mm and the other one will be 3 mm. So these are the two family category, I mean these are the two family types which I have created here. I will create one more parameter which will be 3 mm, and once I do that, this I will keep it in the visibility template, and here it has to be under yes or no category. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take this, and okay, fine. So we have created I didn't save it. So 1.5 mm, 1.5 mm, and then one more is 3 mm. Okay, so what I will do is I will first, I have aligned this, I have assigned this to 1.5 mm. Now I will press another label. That label again will be at the center, and this label also will be key value. This I will remove it, and here I will write 123, and this label size will be how much, 3 mm. Okay, let's keep this close. It's 3 mm, and this 3 mm, for this 3 mm, in order to hide this 3 mm, I will create another parameter which I will associate with the visibility parameter. Here it's done. So now for 3 mm we'll keep 3 mm active, for 1.5 mm we'll keep 1.5 mm as active. Okay, so when it's 3 mm, what will be the formula? When it's 1.5 mm, what will be the formula? So that we have to decide now. So we have done half of our family. And let's go and create one more parameter here. This parameter I will say as length, and I will keep this in dimensions category. Fine. So here we have to associate this to, let's call this as a, let's call this as a instead of 1.5. Let's call this as b. So remember guys, a stands for 1.5, b stands for 3 mm. So what we'll do is we'll associate a formula here, and this formula will be, just a minute, let me just see. Okay, fine, this is here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll associate a formula here. So that formula, what we'll do is here in this, we'll write here EF, IF, which stands for if. So this is a conditional formula what we are giving, and this conditional formula, instead of giving this formula in length and creating this new dimension, we'll delete this, and what we'll do is we will rename this as length. We will rename this as length, and we'll give the formula here. So we have to tell Revit that if A is active, it has to be 7, and if B is active, it has to be 13. So IF stands for if. I will close the bracket, and I am telling Revit that if A is active, it has to be 7. If not, again bracket, if not, if B is active, it has to be 13, or else it can be 0. I will write this, and then I will close this bracket. So this is how we have created our formula. For example, see guys, now A is active. As A is active, the value which we are getting here is 7. If we go and turn on 3, see, this value changes. This value changes, and if I apply here, this is how our family will respond. For example, if I again go back to 1.5, this value changes here, and then this reduces. Okay, so there is a bit problem which is occurring. What we'll do is we'll make sure that this is aligned properly. Okay, and then there is this dimension also which is aligned to A. First I will just, okay, let us flex this again. If 1.5 is active, A has to be active. If, okay, it's perfect, but I can see that this 1 2 3, I mean the visibility parameter for B isn't working. I'll go to, okay, so let us find out why this is the issue. So here this is associated to B, and there is, with this and add again. Okay, what we'll do is we will add, okay, instead of deleting the label, let's figure it out what is the problem, why this isn't hiding. So again, okay, fine. If I see here 1.5, it's all right. So I didn't turn on the preview visibility, because of which we were still seeing this uh, B visibility parameter. So again, I'll do it. I'll go to 1.5. I'll apply it. See guys, 4 5 6 is active, and then I'll go to 3. Now B is active, and as B is active, this 13 will get activated, and here this is how our family is behaving. So this is the key for making a parametric keynote family. I saw a lot of users struggling. Even I was struggling when there was a need for me to reduce the size of this box, as there were many keynotes which were coming in together. And when I tried to flex it, this leader wasn't coming in closer to this boundary, and a gap was created. So I tried figuring out what to do, hence there was no any other solution on the forum. So what I did, I created this parametric formula based family, and now it responds to our need. So, as always, guys, let us rise and shine together. So, follow me, subscribe me, and we'll see what other Revit challenge we can overcome. All right, people. So, thank you so much. Have a nice day.